Hello and welcome back to another video. Today, obviously, is episode 6. I think it's the sixth episode. Yeah, sixth episode. Took me way too many turns there to say it. On the Forming the Roman Empire series. Now let's crack in, I guess. If you do like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications when you do subscribe, so you never miss another upload. And apologies for not posting yesterday. I just didn't get time on Friday to film it, didn't get time on Saturday, and yeah, it just didn't happen yesterday because just weren't feeling too great. Because, a lot of walking around place I went to on Saturday, so just feeling a little rough from that one. But we're back now, so let's get cracking with what needs to be done, because we want to form Rome, so we need to get cracking with that. I'm going to check out focus here just quickly, because I don't really know what it does, so just checking out what things are with it, and just making sure that, if I need to go down that route, I can click it at some point. I probably will, but it'll be after the king has come into power, or like we get towards the Pope or whatever, because balance power will shift between like who you're fighting between. So it might be more beneficial to select it then rather than now, because now it'll just push towards the Duce again, and we don't want to do that. So we'll just wait on that one. Yeah, so we'll get started on just doing normal things that clearly just take a long time, like Ethiopia, for that example. So you'll see in the background now, I am actually in Ethiopia. I'm going to go and do a bit of research, sorting out at the current second. But I will say with the Ethiopian thing, it's going to be quite a long time, because you have to wait about 80 days for each separate state or province or whatever to sort of calm itself down, shall we say, before you can select the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So it does take a while to do. So it's going to be that we just continue to work on that for the next couple of episodes. However, it's going to be our main focus just until we get it done, and until possibly next episode, where a lot of things will happen. Because I don't want to put any spoilers on it, but later this video you'll see me select a focus that will push us to just like a step or two away from actually getting to the point of being very close to forming Rome. So not too bad, that one. We also take some territory later in this video, so not too bad, that one. But for now, we just literally, for about 5 or 6 more minutes here, we just manage Ethiopia, because it's the main big thing at the minute that we have to deal with. And though it is annoying, and believe me, I feel it's quite boring and repetitive and annoying, it has to be done, because, well, there is no other option. If we want to take the territory, we have to deal with it. So it is very unfortunate, but we do hopefully move away from Ethiopia a bit in a moment, because obviously it does get quite repetitive, because it's the same thing over and over again. And obviously they have a lot of increased resistance, which means compliance goes down, resistance goes up. So that's not ideal, but what can you do? What can you do? We just got to wait and hope that they slowly fall under our control, hopefully. But, well, it'd be nice if we could just focus on other areas and just only once or twice a video just go down and go, oh, that territory is ours now, and that one's going to be ours as well, because that would just be so much better. However, it just happens. I focus on it slightly too much sometimes, so we'll try and chill that one out a bit for the next episode. Now it's going to put another naval. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We're going to assign some more dockyards. Is what we're going to do. Okay. Sorry, I'm slightly exhausted after this weekend. I've just been doing so much. I'm quite exhausted. So, if some things I say don't make quite a lot of sense, don't make any sense, I do apologise for that. I am still quite tired. So hopefully it should be better by tomorrow. But I do apologise. Now, the state of Austria, we have two options here. We can either try and save the Austrians, which is a lost cause, or we just call it a lost cause. And we do call it a lost cause here. We could have been at war with Germany, but for the sake of us, it's better just to, well, not go to war with Germany, because we just are not prepared for that sort of war yet. We will put troops at the border just to deter them from taking any of the territory of Yugoslavia, just because it wouldn't be ideal, and we would not want that. But yeah, here we go. We've got a focus completed, which is Albanian irredentism. As you can probably tell by the audio here, I am not fully with it right now. I'm very tired, as I said previously. So, yeah, apologies if this audio for this video is dodgy and all over the place. I am not fully awake yet. Even though it is 4 in the afternoon. Yeah. Very exhausted. Long weekend. Yeah. Right. Let's try and put that aside, and let's try and focus on what is going on. Right, so we are going to assign... No, we're not going to assign political advisors, because we don't have a slot to... I keep clicking on it for whatever random reason. Like, literally every episode, I click on research and production for the same thing, trying to get the railway thing, and I can't, because I haven't completed the focus to do that. And then I keep clicking on laws and government as if I'm going to be able to assign someone else, and I can't, because there's no one else of the type I'm looking for. So I don't know why I keep doing that, but I just do. Obviously we've got more people moving up now to the border with Germany that we have now gained. I'm just waiting for one of the biggest blunders in this episode, because believe me, there was a big one. It cost me a little bit, but not too bad, but it did cost me. And it shows just how tired I was. Ah dear. We're going back down to Ethiopia again. Why? Why are we going back down to Ethiopia again? I don't know. But we're going back down to Ethiopia again, I guess. Anyway. Albania wants to send us some equipment. Why not? We'll accept it, because equipment's equipment at the end of the day, and it'll help us either way. So we'll take it. Now we've got to wait on compliance to grow before we can take another Ethiopian state or territory or whatever at this point under our control. But yeah, so we obviously have the Spanish Civil War going on in the background, which I don't know when I checked the focus for, but there is a blunder that involves Spain that happens at some point in the future in this video. It's a bit of a blunder. Luckily, it doesn't cost us too badly in terms of the end goal that I wanted. We still get that, so not too bad. but just be prepared for it. I'm aware of what I did, and I don't entirely know why I thought the option I picked was the correct option, but for some reason I did. But it clearly was not the correct answer. But I tried to correct it, but it just didn't want to correct itself, so it just automatically fixed itself later on. But we're just going to keep checking the research now, just to make sure we get some research through and keep progressing forward to getting some better weapons and infrastructure and everything else. And here's me checking the industrial companies or whatever, and finding out that I cannot assign them because, oh well, I haven't selected the focus yet. That's crazy. It's not as if I've done that for the past 3 episodes consecutively. I have a bad memory. Sometimes I really do. Right. You'll see me not select a focus here because I'm on 23 out of 25 percent support for the, what is it again? For the non-aligned outlook, I'm on 23 out of 25 support. So I was sort of just wanting to hold off here in order to hopefully get to the 25% so that I can do the focus of moving towards the king in power. That way I can move further and further towards getting the Pope, which is obviously exactly where we want to be. So that's sort of my idea for not selecting a focus for a while, which obviously has its ups and has its downs. And then you can see me check the focus here, which is to do with the Spanish Civil War. And this is where I mentioned there is a blunder that happens. Yeah, that focus may or may not be the cause of the blunder. However, obviously you can probably see when it popped up, it said Nationalist Spain. Just a little spoiler alert, I didn't see that. And you'll see me looking at a couple of divisions here and just sort of assigning them and dealing with them. And you'll see me click here on, well, the Spanish Republic, which, if any of you are aware with the Spanish Civil War or Spain in general, you can probably tell is not the nationalist Spain. It's the other one. And for anyone who looked at the focus, it's the wrong one. And did I notice it? No. Did I think that maybe because of our ideology at the current moment that we might want to align with the same ideology? I can't even pronounce that word. The same, yeah. You see, we click on the correct Spain about 25 times. And yet we fail to actually realise it's the right Spain. I don't know anymore. Like, honestly, I actually do not know. But it works out in the end. It just doesn't work out on a short term. Now you'll see me here go back through to check the focus, to check I'm not completely going mentally insane. And what do I figure out? I figure out I am going mentally insane. And you will see here in a second me start to clearly try and reverse the decision to send troops across to the Spanish here, or well, the wrong Spain to be fair. However, that works just about as well as expected, which is it doesn't work at all because it doesn't allow me to click that decision, which is obviously very unfortunate. However, what can you do, to be fair? you can't really do much if it doesn't allow you to. So that is unfortunate. But yeah, just gotta keep moving and hope things work out in the end. Which, spoiler alert, they did. I know I put a lot of spoiler alerts in these videos. But sometimes context needs to be given in advance to help current situation. It's just, yeah. Anyway, right. Okay, so we are going to continue probably here to try and get the Spanish volunteers to the other Spain, but fail miserably to do so. And all 5 divisions that we send to the Spanish, the wrong Spain, do unfortunately end up either killed or captured, meaning they evaporate, which is unfortunate, but when you muck up, these things happen, and there's nothing I can really do to it, to sort it, so I just have to let it happen, because unfortunately I don't see a way of bringing them back, so it is very unfortunate, but it does happen. However, in a moment I don't know when this is, but I do ask for dockyard access with Nationalist Spain, in the hope that might get the troops kicked out of Spain because I'm dealing with the Nationalists, but it didn't work. But at least I get dockyard access. So that's good. I'm very confused why this keeps sort of lagging here. I have no clue. Its playback function is just lagging, and it keeps pausing, so it keeps knocking me out of alignment. Because obviously I play the video and I record the audio, and it just helps me sort of know what I'm supposed to be saying and not just speak gibberish. Sometimes it knocks itself out of alignment, and that is not helpful. But I do the best I can. And we move, so that's fun. But yeah, so we're just having a look at the troops here to make sure that if there is something we can do to get them out, we do that. If not, well, that's unfortunate. Which, unfortunately, there was nothing we could do. So, just had to take that one and just live with it. But it's unfortunate, but as I said previously, there is nothing I could do about it that I was aware of doing. But obviously here you can see us doing the dockyard access with Nationalist Spain, just to see if that would work. Well, it did, it didn't, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Now I'm hoping that we can do something not related to Spain in a moment, because that would be nice. Right. I do believe here in the moment, don't know how much of the moment it's going to be, but in a moment, we do get the Spanish Civil War ending. We do unfortunately lose all 5 of our divisions that we sent, but we get the focus that we wanted to get. And yeah. So we will hopefully here in a moment. Well, obviously we've deployed a couple of divisions in background. I forgot about that one. So that's good. We can sort some divisions out. That's quite nice. We do ask for some divisions from Yugoslavia soon. just to fill some gaps. Sorry, I'm quite tired. Long weekend, so very tired. But I'll explain in my either Cars and the Trains channel or my vlog channel some things about the weekend and sort of what I got up to later this week. So yeah, if you want to know what fun things I got up to, go check them out. Okay, right, now back to the video at hand. Hopefully a little bit more weight this time, because that'd be quite nice. We're just dealing with the division deployment, and hoping that can go well. Now I'm just waiting for the focus to complete that we're currently working on. Now once the focus does complete, we will select one that will allow us to get a bit more territory, which is good. Obviously we're working on a super heavy battleship in the background and the research for that, because who doesn't want a super heavy battleship? It's 1938. I think everyone does. So we'll just assign ourselves some of that. Obviously we got nice upgrade here, and Yugoslavia wants to send us a trade agreement, which obviously more than happy to do so. And we will be focusing here on trying to get some divisions across from Yugoslavia, about 14 of them, just to fill the Army 4, Army 5, I don't know anymore. Army 4. We want to fill up Army 4 just so if war was to break out with Germany, we'd be ready to go and deal with that one. So we're just going to assign some more generals, some more divisions to the front line, and make sure that in the worst case scenario of a war between us and Germany, we can deal with it effectively. So that's effectively what those troops are there for, is just to make sure we have got enough troops on the border that if they were to make the decision to go to war, we can immediately be there to sort that decision out and effectively take the front line into their territory and make sure we don't lose too much of our own territory in the process. So that's effectively what we're doing there. Now we're going to deal on some research, just assigning some scientists to make sure that when they get the breakthrough points necessary, we can, start working on research projects, because, that'd be fun. Now we're just going to go into construction and build some more experimental facilities, just so we can have 2 of each one, and we can have more progress being made in the background, because that would be quite nice and important for us to have if we want to be able to compete with the likes of Germany, the Soviet Union, Britain, or America, or even Japan, because I forgot they're a major nation in this. I think that's all the major nations. You could count like France and China, but they haven't yet got to the level they are in the modern world. France is debatable of a major nation. I'm going to count it as one, but China obviously has not reached that level yet. So they're not close to that category, but they are in real life in that level. But we're obviously not in the modern day. We're in World War II, dealing with forming the Roman Empire in currently 1938. I'm hoping to get it formed by 1939, which would be quite funny considering the fact it'd be 1939 we formed the Roman Empire and immediately the world is flung into war. Now, we are going to do a focus that will allow us to demand some Spanish islands here, because what's better than being friends with the Spanish? Oh wait, taking their islands. It's a lot more fun. And also, it's Mediterranean islands. It gives us more control of the Mediterranean. We have to do it in order to progress to forming Rome, because it just makes sense to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use them, and in case we need to attack France from two sides, we already have a way of attacking into Spain and taking that, which is good. So, positive things, positive. Now, we are going to do something or other. I don't know at this point. Oh yeah, we're going to sort out deployment and get some more divisions in the deployment queue. So that way we will have enough for Army 5 to be completely built up, I guess. Which obviously is pretty good. Now we're effectively going to wait on the focus to complete, I think. Don't think there's much we do in the background. But you know, who knows these days? I forget what I've done, so let's hope we get stuff moving pretty quickly. But yeah. We are going to deal with dockyards now. I'm going to check the balanced power system here. Obviously, can't select anything. We don't really need to on the correct side. We just need support for the monarchist party, so that we can get the king in power, and then we can betray the king, get him out of power, and put the Pope in power instead. So yeah, that is the idea. Let's just wait for this focus to complete, and then that should hopefully almost be the end of this video, and then we can go into the next tomorrow's video, which will be the next episode, which should contain us putting the king in power, hopefully taking a bit more territory, and hopefully, given a bit of luck, maybe starting to properly begin forming Rome, which would be quite nice. I will say I'm a couple of seconds ahead now of the video. So what I do want to say is the focus should be completed by about now. Yeah, so they see the islands to us a few seconds ago. So we will select or we should be selecting the focus to put the king in power now. So that's good. And with that being said, I hope you all did like this video. Please like, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on when you subscribe. And I hope to see you all in tomorrow's video, which should be quite a fun episode, where we do quite a few things. So, hope to see you all there. Bye for now.